Howdy, y'all. It's Cody from Keepers of Nerdom. Balanced Dataslate came out Tuesday instead of Thursday, so kind of saw it like halfway through the day and went, okay, we're here. Garon just joining me really quickly. Let's run through some of the highlights as far as I see them. Big change. First off is devastating wounds. Yes, so nothing the change necessarily here, but it's with the where is it? There we go. Adeptus Custodes. There, feel no pain, works against mortal wounds and critical wounds again with the devastating wounds ability. It's only by attacks with the devastating wounds. So I think that's an important note that might be a thing. So I don't know. Just that's going to make them obviously very strong. Yikes. And I don't know why this red is saying that there's a change here because it doesn't seem like there's any really changes per se, but we'll zoom in a little bit there. Stratagems, CP cost. What? Why is this in here? Add the following. Oh, it's all new. Do so for a stratagem that targets multiple units if every unit you target has the same ability to modify the CP of that stratagem. Okay, so multiple targets. Got it. Okay. Interesting. All right, so fire Overwatch. You can only use it if that enemy unit is visible to your unit. You can't target a Titanic unit with the stratagem. That's all stuff we've already seen. I don't understand. So, whatever. Insane Bravery. Before you take a Battle Shock test, unit from your army that must take a Battle Shock test, your unit automatically passes the Battle Shock. Makes sense. You cannot use the stratagem more than once per battle. That's just so silly. It's just so silly. But anyway. Okay, Ruins Visibility section. Right, the red newer revised sections. So they just added some extra wording to this. Aircraft models are sections of this visibility to and from such models is determined normally always through ruins. Because otherwise ruins you can't see over through the terrain feature. And then towering models that are within this terrain feature can also see out of it normally. Okay. And models can see into it normally. But as long as they're within, but not necessarily wholly within. That's what it is for towering. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, because they can't always fit. So, totally get it. All right. Adeptus, I'm not going to worry too much about that because I don't know what that is. Adeptus Custodes, their unwavering sentinel stratagem was changed to an epic deed, which may mean 0. That should be a 0 stratagem thing. If it was a battle stratagem, can't be used for that anymore. Bullet point to 4 to 5 custodians. Let's see here. Agents of the Imperium. Oh, I printed off a lot more of this than I thought. Adeptus Sororitas, Adeptus Custodes. So, 4 to 5 Custodian Wardens. This is already a thing that was in the last update. I don't understand why they're changing some of that, but interesting. Virtus Praetors is 2 and 3 models, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe they just changed the wording somehow slightly, but it was already on the previous update, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Eldari, Strands of Fate. At the start of the battle, make a Strands of Fate roll by rolling 6 d6s. I'm guessing that's less than what they've had, so maybe, wasn't it like 10 or 12? That's good. Wow. All right. So they got some changes on their stuff. Interesting. So I don't know some of these things, and that's the unfortunate thing is I would say go and check them out yourself to make sure you understand them, because there's a few of these factions just don't play yet, or probably won't ever play, but kind of interesting. Agents of the Imperium. Let's see here. Why did I have so many of these? Oh, it's because these are like factions that my group has played. So, Exaction Squad. It's 10 to 11 models. Now it's 1, 9, and so that's 10 to 11 anyway. Interesting. Up to 2 Exaction Vigilance can each have their Arbits combat shotguns replaced with one of the following. Duplicates are not allowed. So there's a maximum now. This is the weird thing. Like they change stuff, but it doesn't make sense of what's the change here. So, all right. Death Guard, Gene Stealers, Death Watch, Drukari. I don't know any of those. I love how they go bolt weapons. The following are bolt weapons. And you get down the very bottom. Vigil Spear. That's a bolt weapon. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. So Grey Knights, haloed in Soulfire Stratagem is now to a strategic ploy. I wonder if that was battle tactics. Nemesis, Dread Knight, and Grandmaster and Nemesis Dread Knight changed the heavy side cannon. Oh, they changed their profiles. A weapon skill of -2 AP. I'm guessing it was -1. I don't know. And ignores cover. Okay. And Nemesis Demon Great Hammer has 3-up weapon skill. Was that a 4? Maybe. And Great Sword is now 2-up weapon skill. So I'm guessing that was a 3. Cool. Okay. Well, that's good. Makes the Grey Knight stuff a little bit more usable. Imperial Knights, Leagues of Votann. I don't know. Select a number of units from your opponent's army. I think they just changed the wording because this is what it already was 4, I thought. Or was it 3? I thought it was 4, though. And they get 2 judgment tokens, and you get CP if they get destroyed at a certain point in the game. So, okay. Space Marines, I don't care. Oh, that's a small little thing. Okay. And then Space Wolves, World Eaters. Okay, that's something that John plays. Berserker Glaive Enhancement. Add 1 to the attacks and damage characters to melee weapons equipped by the bearer. I wonder if that was for the unit. That's interesting. That's not very strong then. +1 attack and +1 damage for 1. I mean, obviously a leader, so it's at least still useful, but once per battle. Oh. This doesn't count as a reroll. That's so funny. Even though it's literally a reroll. The favorite of corn enhancement thing. That's so stupid. This does not count as a reroll, even though it's a reroll. It's the definition of reroll. But whatever. It's 1 per battle now. I don't know if it was multiple times or something. I don't know. Maybe they just were specifying that. And Demon Prince Infernal Fortitude ability. Change to all friendly relays and infantry units within 6 inches of this model. Models let you to have a 5-up invuln save, unless they already have an invuln save, in which case they have a 4-up. Cool. Okay, so let's go over to the points cost here. All right, let's go to the very start. Version 1.6. Let's see what I had in my paperwork from the previous stuff that I was paying attention to. Arcoflagellants have gone up to 150 from 130, so up 20 points for the 10. No changes. Battle Sister Squad. Next thing is Dominion. I love also, they finally added arrows. Did you notice this? This is so good. So if it's a green arrow, green box with an arrow pointing down, it's a points drop. Red arrow pointing up, points increase. Really good stuff. So the bar is red. That's so cool. Okay, Dominion Squad is down 10 points from 120. Exorcist is up 20. Morven Vol is up 20. Paragon Warsuits are down 30 points. Nice. So it's 10 per model. Good. Repentia Squad is down 20. Wow. Nice. Retributor Squad is down 10. Good. Saint Celestine didn't change any more. Zephyrim Squad is down 20. And that's the funny thing when they do these changes. Like, you could almost play the same team if these were actually like viable things, and it wouldn't change anything if you were playing for the most part, just because the point cost changes may actually still add up, which is funny to think about. So Adeptus Custodes, they got their ability back, which is kind of insane, and then they got points cuts. Alaris Custodians, I don't know which ones those were, but they are down 30 points for 6 of them. They just had points drops even though they got back their thing. It's kind of scary, if I'm honest. Custodian Guard is down 25 points. Custodian Wardens are down 25 points. Shield Captain on Doniel Jetbike down 40 points. Good grief. Virtus Praetors are down 15 points. So the last time the Shield Captain on Doniel Jetbike went up by 35 and then it dropped by 40. So it's actually like basically dropped. That's so weird. It's just basically gone down by 5. Long term. That's just kind of crazy to think about. That's crazy. The Virtus Praetors, they had dropped last time. That's nuts. They're dropping again. So no other adjustments, but wow, just the fact that they got back there Feel No Pain against the things, because I'm pretty sure now the ability doesn't actually like separate out into mortal wounds, so there's separate rolls for each part of that. So you roll once and it's either pass or fail, like we had played it initially back in the day when we didn't understand it. And wow, that's yikes. It's gonna stink whenever they fail it, but it's gonna rock whenever you pass them, right? Whew. Custodies are gonna be back, I think, and I'm a little shocked that they got that adjustment. So that's all right. Whoa, my bad. Sorry about that. Eldari, I think, is the next one I was just curious about. So the first row, there's no changes. Second row, the Night Spinner was 180, and it had gone up by 10, and now it's gone to 210, so it's 30 more points. Good gracious. There's not a whole lot of changes here, but there's just 2, and it's pretty significant, apparently, at least that one. Wraithguard had went up by 30 points last time to 340, and they're now 40 more points. So from 340 to 380. Wow. They're like really trying. I'm just afraid of, once you'll see it, you'll understand that something. I'm almost expecting like Custodies to jump back up to where they were. Pretty scary goobers, which totally get it. They should be. I mean, they are like supposed to be the most powerful things on planet Earth and beyond, and they just weren't for a while without that Feel No Pain thing. It's like they changed it and didn't realize what they actually did. Agents of Imperium also don't have any changes. Okay, so that's a thing. It's a smaller faction, obviously. Astra Militarum, I didn't print off. Oh, Manticore went up. That's it. At least on that page. Yeah, that's it. Crazy. Black Templars have, wow, lots of changes for how small of a... Interesting. Blood Angels, oh, they didn't change either. There are several that haven't changed. Chaos Demons, wow, look at all those drops. And then 2 increases. Interesting. Chaos Knights, I think Imperial Knights I have here. Chaos Space Marines, Dark Angels. Ooh, look at all that. Just positives. Whew, Chaos Space Marines had lots of... There's a few that went down. A lot that went up. Death Guard. 2 that went down. Looks like 4 that went... Or 4 that went down, 2 that went up. Death Watch. No change. Drukhari. I think I had Drukhari. I'd laugh if I randomly do for some reason. I do. Don't know why. Okay, let's see. Drazar went down by 15 points from last time. Grotesques went down by 30. Dang. Hellions went down by 30. Incubi went down by 10. Raider went down by 10. Reavers went down by 20. Dang. Succubus went down by 10. Talos, those things went down by 20. Talos? I don't understand what that is. Venom is down by 10. And Void Raven Bomber went up, which it's a vehicle, like a aircraft, right? Went up from 195 to 215. Dang. So 20 points. Okay. Weird. Everything else was going down, and then this one thing. Gene Stealer Colts, I didn't have anything, and they only had 1 change, and they went down. Interesting. Grey Knights. All right. Grey Knights. Let's see what we got here. 1 change in the entire list. It's funny. They had such drops like crazy last time. And what we've got here is Brotherhood Librarian up 10 points. So they had tons of drops, and now they went up by 10. Interesting. Very interesting. So they just went, yeah, that one's a little too cheap. Everything else is fine. Fascinating. Imperial Knights. Whoa. Armiger Helvrin. They didn't change those things with the boost. That's interesting. Down 10. Armiger Warrior, no change. Canis Rex down 25 points. Okay. And it dropped already. Dang. Knight Castellan down 40 points. Knight Crusader down 30 points. Knight Errant down 25 points. Knight Paladin down 25 points. Knight Preceptor down 25 points. Knight Valiant down 35 points. Knight Warden down 30 points. Good gracious, this is silly. Acastus Knight Asterius down 75 points? That's insane. Acastus Knight Porphyrion? I didn't even know these were things. Down 35 points? Yeah. Okay. Armiger Morax down 10. Cerastus Knight Acheron? Sorry, I just don't know some of these names. Down 20. Cerastus Knight Castigator down 20. Good gracious. Cerastus Knight Lancer down 30. Questoris Knight Magira. Hopefully, maybe I get to see some of these now. 25 points. Questoris Knight Styrax down 30. That's a whole extra model potentially in some of this stuff. That's crazy. Okay. Leagues of Votann, after a ton of drops last season, if you will. Brokir Thunderkin went up by 20 points. Einhar Hearthguard went up by 20 points. And the Sagittar little miniature thing, that's not the Heknalod Fortress, the big thing, didn't change at all. And the Sagittar went up by 15. Kind of shocked by that. That's a lot of changes for how small this faction really is. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. All right, here's the one that really weirds me out and should weird you all out. Look through this and see the change. Do you see it? Do you see it? Yeah, there's nothing. Everybody was predicting, I was predicting there was going to be some pretty significant changes that were going to change how we played. I was hoping for some changes that would make, Catan a little less strong, but what was it? It was in the, let's go back here for just a second. Where is it? It's in the, I think the other thing, document that they talked about modifiers that the Catan's ability to half damage can be ignored by certain things. Pretty scary right there. But anyway, Necrons have no changes, and it's super weird to just think about how drastically they change things, and some stuff has just become completely useless, and other things have become crazy good. And they went, no changes. It's fine. Orcs look like quite a few points decreases and a few increases. Huh, cool. Forge, oh man, they got a long list. Space Marines, not much, really. Huh. Well, okay, there's more. Interesting. Space Wolves, and no change at all. All right, Tau. Pretty excited about this one. Commander in Crisis Battlesuit is down 10. Commander in Enforcer Battlesuit is down 10. And Cold Start didn't change. That's good. Makes sense. Crisis Battlesuits have gone up to 400. So they have increased by 40 points. Whew. They were down 30. So they were at 390, went down by 30. And now back up by 40. Okay, whatever. Riptide was 180 and is now 165. So down 15 there. So you can make a little bit back there, I guess. Vespid Stingwings were 75, now down to 65. So 10 points off. Thought maybe they would disappear, and apparently they're even more useful for 5 models. It's really cool. I'm happy to have the Crisis suits, but that does make me a little sad. So, okay. Thousand Suns don't have any changes. I'm a little shocked by some of this. Tyranids, lots of changes there. World Eaters. Ah, here we go. Okay. 8 Bound went up by 20 points. Exalted 8 Bound went up by 20 points. Khorne Lord of Skulls went down 30. Jeez. Karn the Betrayer went up by 20. World Eaters Forge Fiend. Was that thing that had the gun things on its shoulders? I think so. I think it was frustrating. Surely it's not that one, because it went down by 25 points. Good gracious. And World Leaders Master of Executions up by 20. Huh. And that's it, at least for the things that we focused in on. I think we're going to see Custodes return to form. I'm a little nervous for Tau in a way, just because that was a pretty big change to their let's go back there for a second. Tyranids, nobody cares. At least not that I do. But I'm just nervous about the crisis suit change there, because they're trying to encourage any other commander in a suit other than Cold Star, if at all possible. But the crisis battle suit's going up to by 40 points is pretty crazy, considering there's no points drops on other things. I mean, they were in a good spot previously, but they also weren't doing that well. That's why I'm a little confused about this. So, just a little strange. I'm excited because I have a Riptide and got it painted and up and ready, so that's at least good. But it's going to change what I can play. That's for sure, because the crisis suits take up 40 more points. So, Necrons, I don't know. It was weird. Just I was expecting some sort of change, and we got nothing. Super weird. And Leagues of Votann, I thought they were in a half decent state, but not that. Yeah, let's go over here for a second. Yeah. So here's the win rates right now according to their website. And I think this is an important detail to keep in mind. So Eldari are 56%, Necrons are at 56%, Leagues of Votann are 54%, and Leagues of Votann got pretty serious nerfs, but Necrons didn't. I don't get that. Chaos Space Marines are right beside them. Space Wolves, Chaos Knights, and Orcs at 52. Adeptus Sororitas and Thousand Suns at 51. Like, these 50s, 51s, like, perfect, right? Death Guard, 50%. Tau Empire, 48%. That's what I don't understand. They're under the 50%, and yet they got more so a nerf because of the crisis suits. It's just really weird to me. But it is a funny thing that they have to do that, because now War Gear is just free, and they want to simplify the game, and that's not a good thing, because it makes all the weapons just not equal. Anyway, Grey Knights, it should help them a little bit. What was the Grey Knight change? Let's look back here for a second. No, they didn't have any changes, did they? And I think that's the thing that's a little confusing to me. Imperial Knights, where were they? Let's see. 45%. Okay, so those drops make sense that there should be an adjustment. But then this is where it's really confusing. Brotherhood Librarian goes up 10 points, I think it was. And Grey Knights, obviously they got some changes to their weapon profiles. But Grey Knights are at 46%. Those changes to that weapon profile aren't going to help them that much. I just don't understand sometimes what they're doing with changes, because Necrons should have had some changes, especially considering the fact that they're up this high, and Eldari are up there too, and we've known they're that strong. Now Necrons may be a little bit strange just because, and it says data correct as of the 29th of January 2024. I don't know. It's just super weird. Very weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense, they're balancing, because Tau, according to this stat, would need a little bit of help, not nerfs. Necrons should have nerfs, not nothing. Eldari got nerfs. Leagues of Votann got nerfs. It's just weird. And where was Adeptus Custodes? 47% still. The moment they change that back to a 4-up Feel No Pain, they're going to shoot back up there to the 50s, high 50s pretty easily, I think. But anyway, what do you think about the points cost adjustments? I am tentatively curious. I've been buying quite a few Canoptic things just to try out the new Canoptic Wraith faction build. Just thought it would be fun. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. What are you excited about with points cost changes? I think it's interesting. It's going to be quite the difference in gameplay, I think, in a lot of ways for a lot of factions. But thank you so much for joining me and for joining Gowron here. Like, share, and subscribe, and thank you so much. Take care, y'all. Bye.